Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer. This is Ralph Phillips. Man, oh man, oh man. That was a tough one yesterday. I was a little angry with my instant reaction video. A little bit more angry than I meant to be, I think. I am just kind of tired of this defense. It's like, what? But I watched the All 22 today, went through the whole defense. It's very interesting stuff. I'm gonna start off by saying a few things. One, Patriots are legit. They are a legit team. I did not realize how good they were until I started watching this All 22. They're extremely, extremely well coached. They remind me of Detroit did back when what's his face, their coach started coaching. You know, they were kind of low on talent and skill, but they just played, man. And they didn't make mistakes. And that's how the Patriots were. They just played. And they've got on offense, I haven't looked at their defense yet. On offense, they have a huge playbook. They pulled out a lot of stuff on us. I don't know if this is normal for them, but I mean, they did a little bit of everything and they did it well. They executed very well. Really, the only mistake I could think of was May's interception he threw with Zion, and that, or not Zion, Tyke Smith in the end zone. And that was a really good interception by Tyke, but it wasn't a good decision by May. We'll cover that here. But other than that, they didn't make a lot of mistakes, and they capitalized on our mistakes for sure. The very, very well-coached team. They were incredibly we were punching them in the mouth. I mean, we were punching them in the mouth defensively, and they just kept coming and coming and coming. And eventually, things would work out for them. Drake May. Okay, let me see who's in chat. Dino, what's up, man? Molly, what's going on? Zebra, Tom, how you doing, brother? Baker's 100%. I don't see it though. I mean, I'm not seeing any hitch in his steps. His throwing motions are really looking good. I don't know. I don't know if they told him to stop running or if he's hurt. If he's hurt, it's disguised very well, because we'll look at it again on tomorrow on the offense when I do the offense for all 22 and see. But the past 2 weeks we've looked and I didn't see anything, that would say, oh, okay, he's limping. We can normally tell, like we caught Devin White's injury. We caught Tristan Wirfs' injury way before he was declared injured last year. JPP, when we saw his injury, it was like, okay, he's hurt. But I don't see anything with Baker. He might be. I mean, I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying I don't see it. But he's got 0 rushing attempts, 0 rushing yards in 3 games straight now. It's very strange. Very strange. But I tell you what, our play calling for the past 3 games offensively has been very strange. Very vanilla. I don't know what's going on. It might be because he's injured and we're like, okay, we're just going to heal up. Don't know. Our O-line is not good. Haven't done the O-line, didn't do offense, but I can tell you this, Patriots O-line is not that great. Our defense beat the crap out of their offensive line. As a matter of fact, Logan Hall had his best game ever in this game. Yaya Diaby had a great game. Vita had a great game. I mean, we were just beating the mess out of them. All of them. Their right guard and right tackle. The right guard was probably their best one, 71 Onwenu. And then their right tackle, Moses, he was okay. But their center, left guard, and their left tackle just got beat up. And their center, we just tore them up. We'll go over all that. But yeah. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Again, it was amazing to me at how we were really punching them in the face. And it Just didn't matter. That Drake May, he's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback. It doesn't make a lot of bad decisions. He's not super accurate, but he's accurate enough, I guess. And he's just unfazed. Unfazed. We'll look at this, but I mean, there was so many times where he had a guy right up in his face, didn't care. He was going to chunk it anyhow. He didn't feel phantom pressure. There was one play where I felt like he felt phantom pressure, but I mean, we were pressuring him a lot in this game. A lot more than I remember. But again, it's so aggravating. We get these pressures and then our secondary gives up these plays. I got so angry watching this, man. And I'm not the only one. You'll see. There were some angry people on this field. Oh, Zebra, you were there. Oh, man. I bet. That was a rough one. I thought we were going to come back and get it. I really did. The fourth quarter, we were starting to click on offense, and our defense held a couple of times, and then, boom, we got busted a couple of times. What's up, Steven? Rampage, man. Clock struck midnight on Nelson. Yeah. Yeah, he didn't look too good in this one. Yeah, Zion had a bad day. Benjamin Morrison was not as bad as I thought. I really expected to see him play like garbage. He had the one penalty, and it was a legit penalty, and then he got burned one time. The other time, though, we'll look at for the touchdown. It really wasn't his fault. It was 50-50. We'll see. We'll look at it now. We need to run the ball. I know. Why are we not running the ball? Rampage, what's going on, man? Our offense the past 3 games has been really weird. But we'll look at offense tomorrow. Pay Logan Hall. Molly, he did have a really good game this game. If he played like this all the time, I'd be like, sign him. I mean, he played like a wild man. But yeah, on offense, they had a boatload of looks, man. I mean, they got a huge playbook offensively. Did y'all see on my instant reaction where I was talking about the amount of plays that the Buccaneers have on defense? We have over 600 plays on defense. 600. The average is around 250, 280, around there, somewhere in that area. We have 600. We have over 600. And there was a couple plays in there. I was like, I have never seen this crap before. We're always doing that stuff. But the Patriots had a huge playbook, and they ran it on us. We dominated their offensive line. This is just recapping a lot of the stuff I said here. Logan Hall had probably his best game. He played really good. Very few mistakes. They made very few mistakes on offense. It was quite impressive. Well coached, well executed. And just their mentality. They did a lot of small things that really helped them win the game. Things like they were always touching our guys. Like even when they got beat on a block, they would reach out and just get a little shove. If they didn't get leverage, they would stick an elbow out and push. They were constantly doing something. They didn't give up. And they played like that the whole game. It was like everybody on their offense, there was no slacking. They were making contact somewhere, somehow. Well executed, extremely well executed. May is a very good quarterback, very cool, very calm. How in the world are the Patriots doing that? They have what, 4 or 5 down years? And now they've got another quarterback that has potential to be very good. Man. But they're what their record shows, man. I mean, they're a good team. I was very impressed with them. But the thing of it is, and this is crazy, they don't have really good players. They're just a very, gosh, they remind me so much of Detroit before they started stacking skill players. But they, I mean, their guys just aren't that special, but they're kind of just like blue collar, man. They're just going to chug it out. They're going to work it. And Yaya played very well too. Yaya had a good game. Let's look at some game film, man. Let's do this. Good stuff. There was some exciting stuff to look at here. Bam, 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 bam. Let me get all my stuff ready. I have not taken a shower. I'm stinky. I'm greasy because I have been all day doing this stuff. I do this for you guys. That's not true. Even if I wasn't doing this, I'd still be looking at all 22. You can ask Molly about that. I would do this all day. I would literally. I want this to be my full-time job. Just look at game film, man. I'm envious of guys that get to do this all day for a living and get paid the big bucks. All right, we're gonna look at these big plays first. I've got some plays marked down that I really want to look at. The three big ones, and then there's some other ones too. But you're gonna buy me a Logan Hall jersey, Molly? Don't you dare! You got to buy my Julio Jones jersey first. Yeah. Nelson dropped back a lot in this game and was not effective at all, and had a few mistakes. Yeah, I thought we had it, Zebra. I really did. Yeah, I'm going to show the good plays. I'm not going to be able to show all of them because it was a lot of them. But yeah, our defensive line did really, really good. Elijah Roberts, he's the real deal, man. I'm excited about that guy. I'm excited about that guy. Our issue is the same issue we've talked about for the past couple years, 3 years that I can think of. We're getting pressure up front. And I don't care even if we had an elite edge rusher who could get to the quarterback in 2 seconds. It wouldn't matter, because our secondary, we play so soft and we're just not aggressive back there and we'll see it. The quarterback will be getting hit. And as he's falling backwards, he could just throw the ball up and there will be an open receiver down there. It's just how it works with us, man. Drives me crazy. I can't tell you how much I scream at this screen. When we got a 3rd and 7, we play 10 yards off the ball, we blitz, and there's a guy open every time. What's up, MH? Safeties could have been better. Yeah, Tyke was good and bad. Winfield did okay. Didn't really stand out a whole lot, but he was getting blocked a lot. He was taking on blocks with Lyman. He played close a lot. All right, here we go. Let's look at this stuff. All right. Let me make sure I got everything working. Doo-doo-doo. Yes, it is. Bah, bah, bah. All right. This is the first play. This is the end of the first quarter. I forgot why my screens. This was the play at the end of the first quarter where they scored. No idea why my screen is. Don't know. Okay, here we go. This is just an example of, and this is league wide. You know, we've been pointing this out for a while, but our cornerbacks get no respect at all. If you look at right, here's who he throws it to. Yeah. Okay. All right. Here's who he throws it to. Right here. That's no respect. I mean, you are not scared of our cornerbacks whatsoever if you're going to throw it. I mean, look. He's stepping back. He's stepping back into the path, and he's going to throw it. He's just going to throw it right here. I mean, you just don't have any respect for our cornerbacks if you're going to throw this. You're not scared of them at all. Nobody's scared of them. Okay, this is the one, and you can see Morrison. He's here. This is a man coverage, but this is a very strange one because you could see they're kind of shifting right here before. You can see there's a little bit of talk going on. And at first I was like, uh-oh, somebody plays the wrong coverage here, because you can see Morrison's going, and then Tyke, he ain't got nobody to cover. So he steps back, and he steps right back into Morrison and kind of knocks him off the route right here. Look at that. He causes Morrison to have to adjust his angle, and then Morrison can't get there. And Tyke just kind of watches it happen. It's very strange because you can see Tyke's watching the windup. The ball's releasing right here, right there. Tyke's looking. He sees that. But he doesn't go for the ball. He turns around and then just watches. And he got in the way of 21, Morrison right here. Now, I was like, uh-oh, what's going on? Because you can look over here. Nobody's covering him. He's wide open. So we've got 4 guys covering 2 receivers, and both receivers are open. You're like, what? You know, I was like, is this busted coverage? But it's not busted coverage. He's being covered by McCullum there. Morris is being covered here. Tyke is watching this tight end. Okay. And that's what he does. He's sitting there and he's watching this tight end. And then he realizes, okay, the tight end is locked in on a block. He's not going to do anything. So then Tyke's like, well, what do I do now? He doesn't know what to do. Up here, McCullum just gets beat to the inside. And I don't know if he didn't realize he's supposed to be playing man or not. I don't know. But he takes a bad step right here and just gets beat to the inside. That causes the safety to have to come down and cover this guy, which means there's no over-the-top help for when this guy catches the pass. And you can watch both of these guys right here just kind of lollygag. He's way out here. It's not a good look for either one of them, to be honest with you. You know, they don't start running until right there. About right here is when they go, oh crap. And then they get beat for the touchdown. So quarterbacks have no respect for our cornerbacks. They're just not scared of our guys at all. They'll throw in the double coverage is basically what they did there. And, you know, we backed up into our own guy and caused him to have to adjust his coverage, right? And it didn't, it was just a comedy of errors, you know? because McCollum gets beat to the inside over here. That means the safety has to come down to cover. You can see he's going, oh, crap. So he's got to cover this guy. When he comes down, that leaves all this open over here. I don't know what McCollum's doing. I don't know what Tyke's doing. But I do know Braswell gets pressure. He actually gets a hit on the quarterback. So this is what I'm talking about. Look at this. You got Braswell coming across. Wham! He gets a hit. He's right there. So you're getting pressure on the quarterback, and it ends up being a long bomb touchdown. You know how aggravating this is? It's just, it happens all the time. It's so annoying. But you can see, watch how close Tyke Smith gets to Morrison right here coming across. I watched this probably 20 times trying to figure out exactly. Look at it. Look at how close he gets to him right here. And Morrison just kind of slows down and has to adjust his route because I think he thought that Tyke was going to take the guy the way Tyke was backing up. And you can see how close he gets to him right here. And that just throws Benjamin way off. So I'm not going to ding Benjamin 100% for that. But it's just one of those things where you're like, what is going on back there? What are y'all guys doing? And if you look, not only does Braswell get there, and his pressure in the quarterback. Look at this. Here he comes. Here he comes. The quarterback throws open face. He's not even in a good, his foot's facing this way. He's completely open, throwing that away. I don't know how he got the strength to throw this ball. And it's not a bad ball, really. It's a little wobbly, but boom, right there, right in the breadbasket. You know how frustrating that's got to be for the defensive line. So annoying. So annoying. All right. That's number one. That was big play number one. Big play number two. Well, this isn't big play. This is just one of those things that kind of makes me mad. Here is, again, where we just don't play aggressive in the secondary. The ball gets tipped here. It is, 95, Roberts. Roberts tips it right here. Boom. Tips it right there. Here's the ball up in there. The ball is in the air for 2.04 seconds. I actually timed it. 2 seconds. Count that in your head. 1001, 1002, boom. And there's nobody around it. Nobody around the ball. And look, there's 4 guys over here. The ball lands like right here. And one of the reasons why is because of this. You've got a guy completely turned around. That's Nelson. Not even looking what's going on. If he would have looked and turned around, he maybe would have seen this ball. It goes way up in there and it comes down. Look, there's nobody near it. Boop. It lands right in the middle of all these guys. It's just so frustrating. You know how many times this happened in this game? But May gets hit and he just throws a bomb. The ball was in the air for like 5 seconds and nobody can get to it. Very annoying. Okay. Here's a play. This is 3rd and 7. We bring great pressure. Okay? And you know what happens. We bring great pressure. It's a 3rd and 7. So you can see we're going to play off the ball. Okay? Because that's what you do when you bring the whole house. Right? You play soft pressure, and then you drop an outside linebacker into coverage who, again, is turned around, doesn't know what's going on, can't see anything, and he gets thrown on right here. Boop, thrown on. It's not even a great pass, too. It's behind the guy. And then they get 27 yards. Nelson does do a great shoestring tackle here. But watch this. This is what's going to drive you crazy. Okay. One, we bring the house, right? Look at all this pressure we bring. And we get there too. Look at this. You've got Levante David coming right in his face. And there's a guy holding Levante David too. But look at this. Hunter Henry runs his hot route. He's completely wide open. There is nobody covering anything in the middle of the field at all. Both of these routes are wide open because there's nobody there. Because they're all, look at this. They're all back here behind the line to gain. So annoying. I tell you, man, I got my bad call brick and I've thrown it at this TV so many times. That's just bad play calling. Bad play calling. So we can look at the pressure here and you can see we get, I mean, if you're going to bring pressure like this, you got to play tight coverage, right? That's all you need. You only need 2 seconds of coverage. 2 seconds of coverage. I wish somebody would ask Todd Bowles what his thinking is with this stuff. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Okay. So on this one, you can see here comes Levante. He gets grabbed right there on the shoulder. Guy slows him down a little bit. You get, this is pretty neat. Nelson acts like he's going to come in and he doesn't. And his 66 is like, oh crap, Winfield's coming. So he dives, totally whiffs. So you had both of them coming. But what is Braswell doing? Can somebody explain this to me? Braswell has a clean shot to the quarterback. Nobody blocks him. Look at this. Nobody blocks him. Doesn't even get a chip by 85. But then for some reason, he just stops and then runs into this guy. Causing him to fall down. I have no idea what he's doing there. But and then, so I don't know what this is. Hunter Henry goes to put a shoulder into Tyke, and I think he grazes him. He gets a little bit of him here, I guess. But then Tyke acts like he just got hit with a baseball bat. Watch this. Look, he's throwing his arms up already right here. And then he falls down and then just kind of lays there like he's really hurt. I don't know. I mean, it didn't look to me like Hunter Henry hit him really hard. Just kind of grazed him right here. Just a little bit. And then Tyke's just down, man. He's out. He's like, I'm done. Y'all figure out what to do on that play. And you can see, let's see, let me go back. Vita Vea is very aggravated with that play. You can't really see it as good. Right here he is. He throws his arms up. And he's like, what the? Okay. This one is a nice play call by the Patriots. They had some good play calls in here. This is man coverage. It ends up being a fade, corner fade. And you've got Winfield's lined up on the tight end. I think that's, I don't know who that is out there. Okay, that's McCullum. He's lined up on Diggs, the wide receiver, which is what you want, right? You want safety on the tight end or a linebacker on the tight end. You want the cornerback on the wide receiver. But the Patriots fool them and end up making them have to cross and cover the wrong guy. So Winfield ends up on Diggs and McCullum ends up on Hunter Henry here. This is a really nice play. I really like the way they designed it. You know, they got them real close together. It's not a pick, which they were kind of bracing for, but you know, they made them have to switch their responsibilities. But what this really does is they're the only two out there, and there's not a lot of pressure because they stack this side so much that we end up with three guys over here who are doing absolutely nothing because this is man coverage. You've got Levante, I think, is covering him. He's covering 81, and he's covering 87. And these guys don't do anything. So these guys end up just standing there. And it's all about this over here. And as you can see, there's nothing going on. It's all about this over here. So what they do is they isolate Winfield, who ends up having to go with his back to Diggs with a nice corner route. It was a good play design. I liked it. I didn't like that it worked, but I liked what they were doing there. Okay. Again, here we go. Great pressure. We get great pressure on this play. This is third quarter, I think. Let me see. No, fourth quarter. This is fourth quarter. This is the second to last drive before they kneel down. Now, we're neck and neck with them right here. We're trying to keep them from scoring, of course, and we are trying to catch up to them. We get great pressure on this one, and unfortunately, McCollum here gets beat. And you can see he just kind of throws it up. It's a good adjustment by the wide receiver here, but he gets beat right there on that little move. You know, McCollum's playing to the inside. You know, that's what he's guarding against. I don't know why. And guy acts like he's going to go inside or right there and then juke to the outside, and McCollum just gets burned. A great decision by May. Good pass. But watch this pressure, man. I mean, we're up in his face. You've got Yaya coming, man. I mean, Yaya's there. You got Vita coming. You got to get rid of this ball, brother. And he just chunks it. And look at Vita. Vita's got his hand on him. Yaya clobbers him. Bam! I mean, you can't. What do you want? What more do you want for your defensive line? So annoying. And then here's this is the one that this was the nail in the coffin, the big run. And this one, I don't really know if I blame anybody, I'm going to blame Servassier Dennis. But this is, I mean, they're stacked. They're playing run. We know they're going to run. We're playing to stop the run. They run to this side. There's two very small things that happen that really make a big difference. Right here, 81 comes out. He gets on David. David beats the block, gets around him. But if you watch, 81 wraps him around the waist, and then right here, he just pushes David right there. He pushes him with like his wrist almost his the back of his hand almost. But this is what I'm talking about. They did this all game where they just little bitty pushes, or they always kept their hands on you. And they pushed him, and he just got a little bit off balance right there. Instead of being able to make a nice clean run to the running back here, he ends up getting off balance just a little bit. And then he gets kind of leg whipped here, and he falls. Can't make the tackle. But Servassier, he comes in. Now, right here, I don't have a problem with this. He's watching this gap. You got to watch that gap. Watch it. Now, right here, now's when you do something, because he's, unless he's going to try and bounce back. But if he tries that, nothing you can do. So what Servassier should have done right here is instead of following David like he does, he should have popped out this way. You know, just cut off that outside. Everybody thought David had this tackle. That was the problem. David had a really good game. He got very angry during this game. I'll show you some of it. And started playing like a crazed wild beast. It was fun. But he missed the tackle right here, and everybody's in shock. And McCollum just lollygags. Watch McCollum. He's just like jogging, and then right there, he's like, oh, crap. And McCollum gets outrun by Logan Hall, Vita Vea, and this guy. And I was very, very disappointed in McCollum in this game. He had a couple of decent plays, but right here, he just lollygags. You know, he's just kind of jogging. Look at that. He's just jogging back here in the back. You know, I'm like, man, no, you can't do that. And he's late realizing what's going on. I mean, he doesn't put on the burners until right here, right there. But, you know, honestly, I can't really blame too many people for this play. They just beat us. It was just an outside run. They blocked everybody up. It was up to David to make the stop. You know, it was a good block on 31, good block on Yaya. You know, 31, he was doing this all game. He was having to, they brought this guy, 95 Mingo, in a lot as like a fullback. You can see him right there. He played quite a bit. He probably did 10 snaps where he played in the fullback position. And it seemed always up to Winfield to take this guy on. And it was really tough on him. And right here, he just gets crumbled. Everybody falls. It's just a big pile. Levante, you know, like I said, 81 just gives him a little shove right there that kind of throws him off balance a little bit. And then he gets leg whipped and he just can't get out there. But anybody, I'm going to blame Servassier because I just did not like the way he just followed David. I'm like, man, you need to be out there cutting. You can even see Vita tries to take a good angle. Right here, Vita's cutting to the outside. So that was a tough one. And then it was, this guy's fast. There's another run he pops through where I was like, wow. He pops through that hole fast. But yeah, this is the one where the announcers were talking about. He was looking at the sideline going, you want me to go down or go in? It's kind of embarrassing for us. So those were kind of the big ones. There was the big run up the middle too. Let me see. I've got it marked, but I don't have it marked specifically. So we'll just have to run into it as we go through this stuff. So I just wanted to cover those before we did anything else. Made sure we got to those big ones. Okay, so, you know, we saw with Levante David how he got wrapped around the waist and then pushed. It's a common theme that they did a lot. Roberts here, this is the very start of the game. This is like the second defensive play. Roberts is right here. He beats this guy. He beats 58 right there. Great, great play. He just push and it pulls, whoop. And then see 58 grabs him around the waist right there. I mean, 58 is pure beat, just pure beat. But he's able to get Roberts around the waist. He's not. Now, you could argue it's a hold. I've seen it called as a hold sometimes not. You know, in this game, they let it go. But he's not holding him. He's just got his arm out there and just kind of stiffens up. And it's just enough to keep Roberts from being able to get in on the play. Tyke Smith, good read and he comes in, gets a great tackle here. Good read. I love the way he shoots in. Boom. Nice job. Vita whoops his guy right here. Just Vita watches and then tosses him. That's his guy right here. He tossed him. This is Bradbury and 65. 66 and 58. Their left tackle and left guard, they're both rookies, these two guys. And they got whooped consistently. Bradbury, he's not a rookie, but he got beat quite a bit, all by Vita. Now, this one, I absolutely loved this. I was just so excited about this. Just this whole thing, this whole sequence. We're going to start from the beginning. Absolutely love this. Okay, they're showing here some form of cover one. I don't know what you would call this. This is one of those where this is just a unique look by the Buccaneers. One of those Todd Bowles' weird 615 plays. He's got, you'll see when we go to the end zone angle, we've got a middle linebacker here and a middle linebacker here. Okay, so we got a middle linebacker in one A gap and then a middle linebacker in B gap. And then you've got four cornerbacks lined up and they're not in man coverage. I don't know what they're doing. It's kind of like that Red Rover pre-snaps. He's on him. He's on him. He's not on him. He's over here to the side. And he doesn't have anybody in front of him. Unless you could say he's on the running back. So anyhow, it's very weird looking defense. But May is like, I don't know what this defense is. So I'm going to change the formation. He calls an audible, right? And as soon as this guy comes back and Levante sees what they're doing, he calls an audible. This is great. And they switch up completely to what? My favorite defense on the planet. Now, this is a 3rd and 10. And if you notice, they're playing tight coverage, except for, of course, Jamel Dean. So we're playing cover 2 with man underneath, and I love it. And the whole defensive line switched. And we run it. Nice coverage by everybody. He has to throw it because there's so much pressure on him. And it just, boop. No good. Should have been an interception. Would have been nice. But it was nice to get him off the field on 3rd down. So right here, I love this. I love it. You see, Levante's looking. They're all watching this guy. And they're like, okay, what's he going to do? Is he going to come over and set? And as soon as he does, Levante's like, all right, change up, everybody. Change up. And everybody switches. It's beautiful. Levante's yelling, barking orders. And then they bring the pressure. And Yaya with the quarterback hit. Woo! Now he causes this pass to go errant. He's actually grabbing May right there. But it's a good play. Right there, he gets a nice hook. Good transition, Boom, nice hook, and then he's just controlling this block completely. And then right there, he's grabbing May, and it causes May to twist funny for an errant pass. So that was nice. I really like that. One, because I like their audible there and their smoothness, their transition. But I like that they went to a cover 2, and then Vita just whooping his guy, just pushes him straight back. Look at that. He's got his guy hitting May right there. So May gets sandwiched. But yeah, cover 2 with man underneath. Love it. It's a great defense. I wish we played it more than once a game. All right, here, 95 Roberts. He has a great game. He's the real deal. I like him a lot. He beats 66, who is the left tackle over there. He gets it for a pressure. And then Vita tosses his guy again. It's the center. So we'll look at Roberts first. Here he is. Just nice, nice move, man. He fakes to the outside. It's good handwork, too. He's like, boop, like he's going to go out this side. And then, nope, just kidding. Going to go inside. He doesn't know what's going on. I mean, how do you end up like this? I don't know. So then, is that Roberts or is that Gaines? No, that's Roberts. It looks like 96, but it's 95. It's the way his jersey's all wrinkled up at the bottom. Pretty sure. Okay. And then you can see Vita tosses his guy, but then the left guard comes over and helps. He just throws him to the ground. Yeah. But yeah, so he's got Yaya and Roberts coming after him. But again, McCullum gets beat here. It's aggravating as crap. It was on a, looked like a quick hitch, or a deep hitch, actually. But yeah, right there. Just come on, man. And I don't think he got pushed. He just gets beat. Just wasn't ready for that. Whoop. He might have got pushed there. I don't know. But still, McCollum did not have a good day. But again, it's another one of those things where you get pressure and the quarterback just throws it to the open receiver. There's always somebody open to throw it there, right? This is another nice play by the Patriots. They have the right side overloaded. And I don't know why we didn't adjust to this. So they've got, you can see they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys on the right side. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5. So it's overloaded. So, we've got the dominance over here. And they go that way. It's a nice toss. I like this. The tight end down blocks on, who is that, Nelson? The right tackle gets out there. Lead blocker does a really good job. They block up here. They block up here. And then he comes out and he gets a good block on 31. See, I'm telling you, at 31, he was taking it hard all game. I mean, he's thrown in there. Now, he does a really good job spinning off here, and he would have got this tackle. But Tyke Smith comes in and slips right here and slips right into Winfield, knocking him off the tackle. I was like, what? What are the chances? So it ended up being a much bigger gain than it should have. But it was a nice play. I liked it by the Patriots. What I didn't like is this uncalled blindside block that 54 gets on, or that 60, was it 68? He does on 54. I did not like this. I don't know why they didn't call this. So anyhow, 54 beats the block. He's going in. And then dude just clocks him. Bam! Right there. Ends up, both the inside linebackers end up in a pile back here. But uncalled penalty. Definitely should have been a penalty. Blindside block. This is just some good old Levante David. Levante David coming in, right? He's watching. He's like, I'm gonna close this gap. Right tackle sees him coming, right? So it's a battle between these two. You see Levante getting ready. He crumbles that tackle. Look at that. Puts him on his knees. I loved it. Boom. Yeah, Levante's unfazed. 71's on his knees. I like that. I just thought that was neat. Little Levante David action there. Okay, here's some Logan Hall. Logan Hall gets a quarterback hit on this one. Where is it? Here he is. He really did have a good game. Best game he's had. Nice little inside move. Boom. I like that. It's like his repertoire has gotten a little. I like that little inside and out. It did a little bit of handwork there. Nothing to write home about though. But then he gets just enough pushback to where he could zip in. Boom. So he gets a hit while he's throwing. You can see contact is made right here while the ball's still in his hand. So it goes off. It's a little errant. Should have been an interception, I think. But May had to get rid of it because Logan was right there. That was a quick one too. It was under 3 seconds. I'll say like 2.34. We get 95 Roberts again. He beats 58. Is that Roberts there? Yeah, look at that. Nice play. And you know what I like about it? And he did have this issue in the first few games where he wasn't following the ball good enough. Same thing, Vita Vale, his first year, he had a really hard time following the ball. But he does a really good job here, watching the ball and tossing his guy, seeing May start to run and going over and getting the sack. He gets a sack here. That's a sack. Pretty sure. 66 ends up holding 98 here. Uncalled penalty. It was a pretty clean game for uncalled penalties. Right there. Right there. You got him in a headlock. Definitely a hold. And then also, again, Logan Hall beats his guy. Where's Logan Hall at? Right here. He beats 71. That's kind of the reason why May had to step up, because Logan Hall was coming. That was good handwork there. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Guy couldn't get a piece of Logan Hall at all. He ended up recovering there at the end and being able to push Logan Hall around. But what's up, Steven? Marty Rules. Okay, let me see. We covered this one, right? Yeah. Okay, we are now in the second quarter. This is one, again, another weird defense by Todd Bowles. Well, we picked this out last. I think it was against the Saints. The two outside linebackers lined up beside each other. So we do this here. This is obviously something new that Bowles is putting in the repertoire. We only do it once in this game. We did it twice last week, or week 8. This one, I don't know what Servase Dennis is doing in this, on this play. I don't know what he's doing here. For one, he loses track of the ball, right? So he's supposed to. Here's his gap right here, and here's the guy with the ball, and Servassier is looking over here. I don't know what he's doing, and then he just ends up making contact and then just getting pushed way out of the play, way out here. What is this? What is this? Here's the play, buddy. I don't know what he's doing. I think he got lost and then just got caught up in that block. You can see Tyke come blazing in, and 32 just kind of zips around him here. I thought Vita was going to get him. But he gets off Vita. Here's another nice play by the Patriots. I hate giving them props, I really do, but they're a good team, man. And that's the crazy thing. They're not a good team skill wise. Although the running back they got, Henderson, he's extremely fast. But they just don't. And May is good. But you don't, like, individually they don't stand out, but as a team they played very well. So right here, great play action. I mean, excellent. And it ends up being a first down. He ends up picking up a little bit more there. But it's because this did exactly what play action you want to do. They cleared this whole middle of the field. Look at this. Whole middle of the field is cleared because everybody ran forward thinking it's a run. And the reason why they thought it was a run was because they did a really good job of showing run. We'll look at it from this angle. The left guard there even pulls. He pulls this way. Running back goes this way. He turns around. Play action. Brings everybody down. All right, see, everybody's up here. Boop, boop. Everybody's playing run. And May's like, oh, I got the football. What am I going to do with it? I'm going to throw it to that guy running across the middle of the empty field there. Look, you can see they all freak out. David actually runs up, and you can see he's looking, he's watching, and right here he sees that the quarterback's got the ball, and so he contacts with 71, and then immediately turns around and starts to run back, and so does Servassier, and they're running. They're like, crap, we need to be covering somebody. Who should we cover? You should have been covering this guy. You should have been back here to start off. But nice play by the Patriots. You don't get a lot of, basically giving up pass protection by pulling your guards to sell the play action. That could have been extremely dangerous for them. Here's another good play by Roberts. Where is he? Beep, 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 boo. Right here. Yeah. Yeah. He's coming. Beats the double team. Gets that pressure. And you see Nelson, I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, so Roberts comes up, beats the double team. Boop. Gets the pressure. And causes May to run to the outside. We did a pretty good job containing May. He tried to run a couple times. Levante spied him quite a bit. 71 ends up holding. Here, this was an uncalled penalty. Right there. I mean, he's holding him this whole time. He's got him so close you can't see. But right here, they should have called holding. That's holding. Don't know how they miss that. Okay. Now, this is the end of the third quarter. They had a huge drive here. Huge drive. There was, my gosh, I can't even count how many. How many plays it was. It was a lot of plays. And Vita had to leave because he was tired. He left about 7 plays into it, and he was out for about 5 plays. And this is him coming back, and he is so exhausted. Watch him right here. He just falls down. He just falls down. And then watch him. He lays there. He is exhausted. And he's really a non-factor for the rest of this drive. And they end up scoring a touchdown here. 76. Now we're up on the line. They're up very close to the end zone. 76 tries to cut block here on 95. 95 ain't having none of that. Totally gets off of it. And boom! Love it. Is that 95 or 96? I'm telling you, I think it's 95. I can tell 96's body type. Greg Gaines. Pretty sure that's 95. But yeah, he tries to cut block. This is why I hate cut blocks. This is the reason number 2. Number 1 is because they're dangerous. Number 2 is because if you don't do it right, this kind of crap happens. Boom. Complete shutdown. Love it. Nice play. That looks like Greg Gaines. That looks like a 96. But I've probably been giving Roberts credit when it should have been Greg Gaines. Huh? Here's a nice read and reaction by Devontae, of course. He actually ends up just making a great stop there. Look at him. Devontae does he becomes like a wildebeest, like a honey badger during this game. He gets so angry. Here's that Mingo again. And then here's Winfield again. Man, poor Winfield he was getting a lot of tough blocks. Logan Hall breaks through right here, and he actually saves this play because he grabs 66. This is an uncalled penalty right here. He grabs 66, and 66 can't get out to block Levante David. It should have been a penalty on Logan Hall. You can see 66 is trying to get one. Levante, though, with a great read, great tackle. And then the very next play is the corner. Touchdown to the corner to Stephon Diggs. Let me say right here. 13 holds Tyke Smith on this play. Uncalled penalty. That's all this is. Nothing else special about this play. Except for the touchdown run. Let's watch this guy. Watch how fast he hits this hole. This is from the sideline angle. Watch how fast he is. And he doesn't slow down one single bit going through this hole. Just whoosh. What? But that's all possible because 13 holds Tyke Smith. Here's 13. Here's Tyke Smith. This is Tyke's gap right here. And you can see him right there. It's a close hold. He's holding him close. And right there he releases it. You can see, and he's wearing bright red gloves too. You can see it all day. I can zoom in on it, but he's being held. I thought Vita was going to get this. You can see Vita looking. He's peeping right there. He peeps to that side. He's peeping. So he knows the play is coming to this side, and he starts going down. And I don't know if he's getting held here or not, but I think Guy just runs so fast right by him that Vita's not able to get him. I would have liked to have seen Nelson get past this tight end. But again, see how he's hugging him and just got him around the hip. He's not holding him. And again, like I said, I've seen this call to hold before, but in this game, they just didn't at all. And the Patriots did it a lot, where they just grab you, just kind of hook you around the hip. But this is definitely holding right here. And then he's off to the races. That's a tough one. He's a fast dude, man. I mean, he hit that hole at full speed. It didn't slow down at all. I was like, woof, that dude's fast, man. They didn't do the tracker thing where they said how fast he was. Does Fox not do that? Because I wouldn't be surprised if he was up there as far as one of the fastest in the league. Let me see. I want to look at this play again. 31. This was, again, nice design by them. They're going to run it right here. I think B gap. But they bring two wide receivers over here, and we're playing one safety. So he has to fudge over here. If he would have been over here, he probably would have stopped. So you see he's running over there because they do a fake like screen and everything. So he's like, okay, I got these two guys. And then he doesn't realize it's a run till late, till right here. So, nice design by them. Would have been nice if they wouldn't have did the holding. But, you got to be able to get off those things. Yaya has a good play here. He avoids the block for the tackle. And our defense is we play so angry from here on out. It is funny. Watch Tyke grabs him and slams him to the ground. Oh, man, it glitched. All right, let's watch it in real time. Watch Tyke slams him to the ground. They're so angry. Ugh, right there. And 95 is trying to yank the ball out. But I'm going to show you some other stuff, how angry they play. I should just play this whole series because in this whole series, we're flexing up on everybody. We're yelling in their faces. We are so mad. The defense is so mad because they getting beat like that. Look at Levante. He's all flexing. He's saying something to him. You can see it better in the end zone angle here. Look, see how Levante is like trying to get the ball, and then he pushes on the guy. And Levante never does stuff like this. And then he says something to him. Right there, he's talking to him. You can see his head. He's like saying something. And we angry. Right here. Great pass defense by Dennis there. The great play. And you can see everybody gets all excited. See, look at Levante. He's spying. He's spying May there. And good thing he was, too, because May tries to go out. Boom. Look. He's almost penalty worthy there. So yeah, defense was angry, man. They were very mad. Watch David on this one. Woo! Here's David. And then watch what he does to the guy that's blocking him. He throws him. He grabs him by the arm and throws him. After he causes 32 to fly up in the air, right here. Look, he grabs 81 by the arm and flips him. And then look at him. He's flexing all up. David was so angry. I love it. Okay, now this was definitely Morris's fault. Morrison. He gets beat right here on his nice move, double move. Boom, right there, just wide open. Sad to see. I talked all about how his man coverage skills were elite, and then he just gets whooped like that. And look how frustrated. Look at this was a 3rd and 7 too, by the way. Look at Vita. He's just like, and then McCullum is like, Everybody was angry. But yeah, I really thought Morrison had a really bad day. Not that bad. And then right here, again, you can see, look at how David, right here, David clobbers this guy, runs him into May, and then watch how David stands over him, flexing. I thought he was going to get a penalty for this. Look, he's standing over him, flexing. I was like, oh, David called. I have never seen David do like that. Look, he is just standing there, just flexing. He was so angry. Because I think they felt like, and I felt like watching this game was, they were the better team. The defense was better than their offense. They just, I mean, we were punching them in the mouth like all game, and it just didn't phase them. They just kept coming. Diaby beats the left tackle here. Gets good pressure. Look at that. Nice moves. Gets that good hook right there. Oh, I love it. And then Logan Hall beats the right tackle, even though with the right tackle holding him here. Or no, that's not the right tackle. That's the left or the right guard. Yeah. So he holds him right here. But what Hall spins around, that's pretty neat. He's like, yeah. So we were getting a lot of pressure on May, man. Now here it is. This is a 4th and 5. This is right before the 4th quarter. And look, he's got his arm up. He's mailboxing it. He's like, throw me the ball, throw me the ball. And McCullum's right behind him. And we're angry. We're playing angry. We have been playing angry. Here's David. He's coming up. Dude throws it. Boom. Almost. It's nice coverage all the way around, man. We were stuck to these guys like glue. Boom. Almost an interception. Problem is he had his hands backwards. But look at David. Look at David. Watch David. You just don't see David animated like this. Hands up in the air, flexing, pumping his fist. He's flexing. He was going crazy. And we only rushed 3. And look at that. Vita almost gets there. Pressure with 3. But this is how you want to do it. You pressure and you play tight coverage. Just for a couple seconds. That's all you need, man. That's all you need. Because dude's got to throw it. And if Zion would have had his hands not backwards, he probably would have caught that for a touchdown. So we shut him down. And then here we are, fourth quarter. Now, again, but we got a play action bootleg to the left. Boom, clocked him. I thought for sure that was going to be a foul, but he was in bounds. And it was a bad play. We really shut the play down. It was really nice. But here's what I want you to see. This was an uncalled penalty on the coach. Look at this. That's Coach Vrabel. This is during the game. The play is going on, and Vrabel is on the 15-yard line. You can't do that. And he's in the white. You can't do that. They should have called a penalty on him. And the ref is right there. And there's a ref right here. How do they not see Vrabel standing there? You can't do that. He's way outside the box, man. while the play is going on. I bet Bowles was saying something. I bet Bowles was like, hey. And look, how come they didn't notice that he's down there that quick and he's not even out of breath? He wasn't running. I was like, man, come on. Can't have that. Okay. Here's a great interception. It's a good interception by, who was it? Tyke Smith, I think. But, this was really the only mistake that I saw May make was throwing this pass. He really shouldn't have thrown it. He's looking at this guy back here, and it was a great interception. He didn't see, who was that? Is that Tyke? Yeah, he didn't see Tyke underneath at all. But look at this. Jacob Parrish is out here and slips right there. Dude is wide open. 3 is wide open. I mean, it's a cross-field throw, but you ain't got to worry about nothing else. There's nobody near him. Nobody near him. So that's really the only mistake that the Patriots made. That I was like, that was not good. Very well, very, very good coached and executed team, man. Nelson coming in, bringing the pressure. Beautiful interception. Look at he laid out for that. So then we were in it. And then they go and they score this stupid play. And I really wish there was somebody I could get mad at for this play. Like I said, McCollum lollygagging, not a fan of that. Ugh. But, and then Servassier running behind Dennis. I don't understand that one, but we just got beat, man. We got beat. They're a good team. All right, it's 8:04. What are y'all talking about? What do y'all got going on? Should have been a pick. Yeah, we had quite a few. I counted 4 times we should have had interceptions in this game. We just don't play aggressive enough, I think. Yes, it was a very winnable game, Marty. Very winnable. At least from this side of the ball. We'll look at the offense tomorrow, but defense, we dominated their offensive line, and we got pressure. They just kept coming. They never blinked, never seemed flustered at all. Very well, very focused team. Jonathan Taylor by the Colts, he's fast. I watched that game, that Atlanta game. It was so good watching them get whooped. Yeah, got to coach it better and play it better. Yeah, rampage. That's the key, man. That's the key. Yeah, we did get out coached in this game, I thought. Uh, again, our whole thing is just let's just play confusing defenses, and hopefully that'll be enough to stop them. But we just never have a game plan for the opposing team, and I swear he just picks random plays out of a hat. There's a lot of times it just doesn't make sense for the down and distance and all that good stuff. Yeah. This was a tough one. It was a tough one. Defense, like I said, Logan Hall had a really good game. Best game he's ever had, I think. Yaya played well. We were getting pressure. I really like Elijah Roberts. I think he's going to be a force with us for a long time, as long as the injury bug doesn't get him. I'm looking to see if that was him. They got that stop on the goal line there. I can usually tell Greg Gaines just by his body type. He's a little bit dumpier. We got a game tonight, so we got to get off here in a minute. But yeah, that's the good thing about this is that we played well on defense. Just a couple of breakdowns, and they just came. They were like Jason on Friday the 13th or something, or Michael Myers and Halloween. They just didn't stop. They just kept coming. They just kept coming. They just kept coming, and they had a lot of good plays. Great playbook. I really like their playbook. And we just couldn't fluster them, no matter what we did. I mean, we clobbered May a lot, and he just never seemed to bother him at all. He never blinked. That's impressive. Bills 70, Buccaneers 3. Yeah, I haven't even done the score thing. It's just been I've been a little busy. Hopefully I'll pick it up. I wanted to pick it up today, but Glazers are happy with the recent Tom Brady Super Bowl. Use it until we are sick of it. Guys, we can't be too upset. I didn't realize how good the Patriots were. I thought maybe, it's just strength of schedule, something like that. I haven't really paid much attention to them. Good defense. At least on offense, we'll look at them on defense. But a good team. They're just good. Just very, man, they remind me a lot of Detroit. Detroit, the first year under Campbell. I was like, man, they just play very sound football. And that's what they do. They play very sound football. And what we said, we got the Patriots, the Bills, and the Rams coming up. If we come out of those 3 games with 1 win, I'll be happy. Hopefully it'll be the Rams. But, I'm like, and we played good football. We were in it up until really it was just the big plays they got. Those killed us. If it wasn't for those big plays, they wouldn't have hardly any yardage and stuff because we really, I don't know. I was impressed with our defense on this. I didn't like play calling on some of the plays. McCollum messed up quite a bit. Morrison had some bad plays, but I didn't see anything where I was like, oh man, we're in trouble. Just stuff happened. Craig, what's up, man? You are killing it in fantasy football, brother. You're going to be at the game this week? Buffalo? That running back was good, Craig. I know, that's the thing. Nobody on the Patriots really stands out skill-wise, but, they just, like I said, they just kept chugging, man. Kept chugging. Oh, Craig, the offense. we're going to look at that tomorrow, and I don't know what's going on. I really don't. I mean, our play calling is very vanilla, and Mayfield is just completely cocooned. Is he hurt? I don't know. A lot of people are saying he is. I don't see it. We're going to look at it tomorrow and look really hard, see if we can see anything. But I haven't seen it the past 2 weeks. And, we're just playing. It's like we had a 3rd and 3 yesterday, and we threw the ball twice. Even though our run game was working, it's like we've totally abandoned the run. I don't know. Bucks 31, Bills 9. I'll write this down. Y'all put your score predictions in. We're going to do it this week. Craig is undefeated in fantasy football. He's got like all the studs. I, on the other hand, I'm at the bottom of the league. I've got excuses, though. Yeah, Diggs is good. Yeah. Yeah, he had a couple of good moves in here, too. Juking our guys out. Right? Is that it, Craig? That's the thing. Yeah, it's either he's hurt or they told him to stop running. And it might be, Bowles with this midseason stuff where he's like really wants to wait until closer to the playoffs to start playing hard. We know beyond a shadow of a doubt that Bowles loves to be mysterious. He loves to be tricky. That's his whole thing. That's his whole shtick. Tricky, to fool you, fake you out. That's why he doesn't talk about injuries. He doesn't give designations until the last moment. He doesn't communicate. He's, you can tell by his play calling, everything. He likes being tricky. And so maybe this is a tricky thing where he's like, let's compress our offense into, a very standard playbook, stop Mayfield from running, and then we'll save that for later in the season and bust it out to surprise everybody. I don't know. I can't understand how that guy thinks. I really can't. But, our offense is just really strange how we were starting to really expand. I think it was during the San Francisco game. I was like, wow, man, we're really, doing some good razzle dazzle and expanding our playbook and stuff. And then with the Detroit game, it was like, we look like Leftwich, basically. And we kind of have looked like Leftwich without the big downfield shots. I don't know. You think Baker looks off, MH? We're going to look at it real close tomorrow. I really want to analyze. I want to really focus on Baker, because the past 2 weeks I've looked at his mechanics and his footwork and his running or his movement. I don't see anything that makes me think he's injured. You're not undefeated? Greg, I thought you were undefeated. He's going to win it now just to make you join fantasy football time. Well, I haven't looked at the defense yet, Tom, so I'm just talking about on the offense. You when you look at them, you don't go, it's not like, there's just skill everywhere. They're not beating you with, a ton of skill players. And like I said, their offensive line was nothing to write home about. All right, I got to get off here and go get something to eat and watch some football. And, here's a weird thing. We had the off week, right? And I planned on getting a lot of stuff done with the Buccaneers Observer. Of course, I didn't, because it was absolutely gorgeous weather here. And every day I was like, I can't sit inside. I got to go do stuff. So I'm out power washing the house, the deck, and, sidewalks, and working on cars and cleaning garages and all that good stuff. And today we got a freeze warning. So I got to go out there in the middle of the night. And we just got the warning right before I got online. So I got to go out, bring in all the plants, wrap up the water faucets, winterize the house in the dead of night. Anyhow, so I got to go do that. And guys, we're going to look at the offense tomorrow and really focus on Baker Mayfield, because I want to know that too. Is it the coaching decision? Is it the offense, just the playbook, or is it Baker's hurt? Oh, Creamsicle Crushers is undefeated. Right. Yeah. Yeah. 0 carries, 0 yards. He just hasn't even tried running. Now, the Detroit game was different. The Detroit game, they kept him from running, did a very good job containing him. Yeah. Yeah. He hasn't run at all in the last 3 games. Hey, well, thanks for showing up, Marty. I appreciate it. Yeah, 0 rushes is way too extreme. And in this game, there was quite a few times where I noticed he had lanes to run and he didn't. I was like, something's up. No problem, MH. Yeah, I got to go grab we got all kinds of like cherry trees and plants and stuff that I've already brought my plants in. Molly texted me. She was like, can you bring my plants in? All right, I got to get out of here. Guys, I appreciate y'all hanging out. And tomorrow we're going to do the offense. So be here and get your scores ready too. We're going to do our score predictions. Get back in on that. So until next time, go Bucs.